Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Curtis Mohler. I'm the PTAC Regional Programs Manager. It's so great to be with you again at the Bexar County Contracting Conference for 2020. This session will cover expanding and enhancing your business opportunities. And this is if you're just starting business, looking to go into local, state, and federal government contracting, you've already been in business, or you're at that advanced level. Do not forget that the PTAC doesn't just do small businesses. We do small, medium, and large businesses, including corporations at the large scale. Our job at the PTAC, or the Procurement Technical Assistance Center, is to do large scale expansion for people already in businesses. Our focus is not to pre-startup or to get you in business. There's other centers that can assist you with that within the Institute for Economic Development and our resource partners. And if you're in that particular area, even after this brief, I can direct you, or the resource partners, or Bexar County Contracting can direct you to those resources, which are many, the SBC, the SBA, and several of our resource partners as well. A little bit about the PTAC and how we're funded. The PTAC is funded by the Defense Logistic Agency to provide procurement technical assistance to business owners, again, small, medium, or large, to expand, that's the key word, their business into federal, state, regional, county, and local markets with government agencies, prime contractors, and military installations. So we act as that conduit to your resource partners and prepare you to meet those resource partners and stakeholders, as well as your buyers and agencies on all levels. In addition, we provide specialized classes such as this one and several other ones. You want to check out our PTAC website under our training tab. We are probably going to finish with about 50 classes or events this year. Of course, COVID has limited us in what we can do a lot, but we all do 1 hour webinars, and I've reduced those classes down from 3 to 4 hours down to 1 hour webinars. This is the PTAC servicing area under the 38 counties that I cover. If you're listening to this and you're not in the 38 counties, we have 5 other PTACs within the state of Texas that can assist you, and I can reach out to the directors and assist you, and then forward that request to the actual center that covers that, as well as you can go on the website that's listed below and find the PTAC in your area. So let me know how we can help. But no matter what PTAC area you're going to be in, whether it's mine or another center director, the things I'm going to be discussing with you are very important. And not only is I'm going to be talking about what the PTAC does here in San Antonio, but things to help your business moving forward in this COVID environment and the trends that we're seeing. And of course, additional information, you can reach out to the PTAC. We can make you a client at no cost. A little bit of our PTAC staff, here they are. And they do a great job, both our senior business development specialists and our business development specialists, as well as our training coordinator and also our administrative associate. This is the PTAC team. This is the team that serves you and helps you through this grant. Now, what I'm going to do is cover the PTAC services, because they do vary by PTAC. Sometimes you have statewide PTACs, and sometimes you have regional PTACs. I am a regional PTAC covering a certain coverage area. So not all PTACs are alike, but the services are pretty much going to be the same. They're going to focus on government contracting, local, state, and federal. And it's going to be implemented in different ways. But as it relates to the UTSA PTAC, here's what we do. When you contact us either by email, through our Facebook, through our website, or you email us, or it's a result of a class, the first thing we're going to do is reach out to you, provide you our 641 intake form, and that documents and makes you a PTAC client here at the PTAC, assigns a DLA number to you, which means really nothing to you, just as a matter of just tracking, and so that we can track your progress all the way through and assist you as a client. And what we're going to do is we're going to determine your suitability for contracting. Do you have a product or service that the government, whether it's local, state, or federal, would desire? That's key right here, because we're going to talk about this a little bit later, is making sure that you have an adequate market for your product and service. Because if you don't, you need to switch. You know, COVID since March really 17th, when everybody really went remote, and a lot of contracts were lost after initially being funded and be given the notice to proceed. That was frozen on a lot of cases, and now they're starting to be refunded again. Now that I speak, and it's, of course, this November, this is going to be pre-recorded. We're starting to see that open up. But you want to make sure that you're in an industry that's trending. And we're going to make sure that you're suitable for those contracting opportunities. And you have something that the government's going to desire. It's very important that you do that research to make sure you still have a viable market. Second, we're going to help you secure registrations and certifications. Now, we're going to be going a little bit more in detail, so I won't go too much in detail, but that's going to be the overall, because obviously that encompasses a lot. What are they? What are the registration and certifications we're going to help you with? We're going to help you with proposal preparation. We're going to help you with GSA schedules. We can help you with federal procurement systems training you in those databases, capability statements. Of course, we have a construction plans room. Since we are remote, as I put NA, it's not available, unfortunately. With that, you can take your flash drive and you can actually put it in our plotter that we have at the PTAC. And you can put that in there, and it's free up to 10 copies, and it can print your construction plans. It's 10 cents a copy over the 10 copies, and you coordinate with that with our staff. Fortunately, we're not open for business physically at a location at the downtown campus right now, so that's unavailable. But our bid match services are available. Think of bid match as a service that, as a program manager, I allot so many subscriptions per year for you to purchase at $100. We don't make any money off that. And that service goes right back to you to search 350 databases all at once to increase your opportunities, which supplements beta.sam.gov, which is replaced FedBizOps on 12 November 2019. Of course, that's a database with all federal opportunities over $25,000. So think of this as an enhanced targeted thing or a service that you can use to target procurement opportunities. We can assist you with that, but you must be a PTAC client in our area. Now, let me enhance a little bit and go over a little bit what I talked about in more detail as it relates to the previous slide. What do I mean when we build an individual customized solution for you and we determine you're suitable for contracting? That's a general word, but what does that mean? When you come in, we're going to assess and assign your North American industry classification codes. This is how the government on the federal side speaks to you. It's you speak to the government and the government speaks to you in that language. And we're going to help you assign the correct NAICS codes that apply to your industry. Very important, because you have to make sure that we're speaking the government's language, and we're going to assign those NAICS codes where eventually is going to go in your system or management profile. Also, we're going to identify your PSC codes. You know, about 5 or 6 years ago, I was sounding an alarm really from the beginning at the PTAC and training everybody, not only at the, throughout the Institute of Economic Development, but our other resource partners of how important PSC codes. And of course, now you see the importance now more than ever. You see it on GSA schedules, you see it on solicitations. And what PSC codes are: product service codes, and also have federal service codes. And what that is that identifies specifically what you do underneath those NAICS codes. And it's really what the government buys, more important. And what we do is we teach you how to take the PSC codes and then assign a value or a dollar value or a intrinsic value to the actual PSC code. You know, that PSC code is not just a code. It's not just molecules floating through the air. You have to assign a value to that. So if it's cybersecurity, D310, what's the value of that? And you're going to attach that to your pricing matrix. So when you go to an agency, you can specifically say, hey, you know, I do 541, 512 computer systems design support. That's very general. The contracting agent might not know what you're talking about. But if you had D310 underneath that in your SANS profile or on your capability brief, then they're going to know exactly what you're trying to target, and then you have an opportunity for you. So it's making sure that you're not making the buyer or the agency go on a treasure hunt to find out what you're going to be doing. And we'll talk a little bit as it relates to the actual databases. We can help you with government strategies and also do your SWOT. Now, that when you strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. What are your strengths? What are the strengths of your competitor? What are your weaknesses? What is the weaknesses of your competitors and the opportunities developed? And the threats, and what I mean by threats would be regulatory or competition. And then we can help you restructure corporations. Why? To fit this new COVID environment. That's what the PTAC does. It's more than just certifications and administrative things. It's administrative, technical, and operational. So we cover it all. We have a great staff that's very talented and able to do that. And we've been doing that since 2012. Also, what we do is we assess business sectors. Now, as far as certifications, we always encourage you to get local, state, and federal certifications. Currently, the PTAC has been working for many years with South Central Regional Certification Agency, Mr. Charles Johnson over there and his great staff. And we're willing to evaluate to see if you're eligible for the many certifications you would have in that county area within South Central Regional Certification Agency or the city of Austin. And if it's another area, of course, North Central, that'll be north up in Dallas, or whatever your area the local certifications apply. These are very important to pursue because you're getting these certifications, not just to say, I have a certification, is to leverage yourself within those markets. Because a lot of the contracts that come out on the local side, whether that's with Bexar County, City of San Antonio, or the other agencies that are out there, they're going to require you to have these certifications as part of their formula to win bids or opportunities. It may not be a total formula, and in some cases it's not required. They're not going to require you have those certifications, but in most cases, they may require to be minority owned or MBE or WB woman owned or service disabled, VBE and DIBE. So you want to research that and see what you're qualified for. We can assess that, help you with your paperwork, review all the documents you're going to have to submit, and of course, you're going to submit that directly online. Then you got the historic underutilized business or HUB for woman-owned, minority-owned, and service disabled above 20%, according to HB 194 of 2013 that Governor Perry signed in office. That's for veterans above 20% disabled that are non-minority. They can participate in the HUB. It's free to apply, good for 4 years. And what the state of Texas says, look, we're going to give you this HUB certification. Now you need to connect with other HUB and DBE coordinators that are throughout the state, even at universities, and they're diversity buyers. They're looking for HUBs to fulfill their goaling and requirements, and they have specific contracts for HUBs. It's not a set aside, but it is a designation that's going to relate to the contract they're offering. We can assist you with that. We can also assist you with centralized master's bidder list. There is a cost for that of $70, but we encourage that. It does put you on the state vendor list for those opportunities. And then federal certifications, of course, that'd be your system award management. We can register your whole company in system award management. I prefer that you reach out to the PTAC first rather than trying to do it on your own, because there's several FAR codes and DFARS codes you're going to have to answer, as well as vital important information you got to know all the way through. So very important that you reach out to us before you attempt to go system award management and try to register your profile for your business, and then possibly make mistakes on the FAR codes. Also, we can set up your SBA profile, which is part of your registration, but it is attached to the SBA.gov. So even though you update it or create it in SAMS, you're going to view it through Small Business Dynamic Search. Think of your SBA profile as your electronic marketing capable live wire to the whole world. It's really how I teach it, whether it's to my counselors or to other agencies or resource partners. This is what we use to actually market to other people. And this should match your website and your hard copy capability statement. They should all be consistent. We can help you with that. There can be certain things that are different with the SBA profile. Also, you'll be able to put keywords in there, narrative, import, export information, and your past performance. Now, your past performance should pretty much match what your revenue block is in SAM. So they work together, and also what you're going to report on your taxes. Your non-federal certifications, we went over that. And of course, you have federal certifications such as woman-owned, economic disadvantaged woman-owned, 8A, and also HUB zone. A lot of changes with those. We can tell you about the changes not only in the dollar threshold for the requirements, now all being $750,000 threshold and $6 million assets. That's changed from what it was before. Those are all the same now, as well as all the new HUB zone requirements. You know, they're making it easier now to not only get your HUB zone certification because they're trying to meet their goals, but also to maintain the HUB certification, which was an issue too before. We can help you with that. We are the SBA's designated #1 site to go to, which is the PTACs. The SBAs work with the PTACs. We are designated with them, have a long relationship with them. So we are their site, their preferred site, and you can find that on the SBA.gov website. We can also help you with solicitations. Solicitations are just opportunities. Solicitations is what you do to get opportunities, and offers what you send them. We can help you with sources sought. Very important in the market. That's if they have the rule of two, if they have at least 2 vendors, they're able to complete a certain task or an opportunity. They determine if they're going to, if they meet that within that NAICS code and that size standard, then determine if there's going to be a set aside and which set aside it's going to be. You answer those things. We can teach you how to do that. We even have a class for that. RFI is basically request for information. That's when the agency is saying, what is this? And you tell us if you can do it and explain that. RFQ is actually the quote after the RFI. And they're requesting from you now price that particular item. You want to be involved in those first three processes, and that's what we teach in all our classes. The PTAC already has classes for that. And we teach that in detail and in very technical classes in building proposals, submitting an offer, as well as sources sought and RFIs. We already teach you in those classes, and we can teach you one-on-one the intrinsic thing and the strategies and the methodologies of that. Of course, after that comes the RFP, request for proposal. That's where you're going to put everything together. Because you've already done those and been involved in the acquisition process from the beginning all the way through, you may have built a good relationship and may be one of those vendors they're looking for. Of course, we have GSA schedules. With 8A and GSA schedule, you have to be 2 years in business and have potential for success and have sales in the commercial market or government market to prove that you've been doing that. A lot of changes with GSA. Of course, there's one mass schedule with 12 categories and then 88 subcategories. So very different. There's no longer 31 schedules or 24 and 9 VA. There's just one schedule. So you want to reach out to the PTAC before you purchase at a high rate on the outside somebody to do your GSA schedule. We're very knowledgeable. I'm a national preparer through Georgia Tech University, certified to do GSA schedules. So you want to make sure that somebody who's very knowledgeable with it and can help you through all the processes and put everything together. Obviously, with all these things, you're going to work with the agencies to submit those. We can't submit them for you. That's your responsibility because it is your business, but we can help you through that. On the federal system data training, we can teach you usaspending.gov to take PSE codes to find those opportunities and what the available data is saying going back 10 years within that, so that you can better strategize on the advanced level if you're already a heavy hitter, or to see where subcontractors and primes are winning the money. What agencies are actually winning these contracts? And then within them, what are the businesses under the agencies winning those contracts? We can teach you all those intrinsic methodologies. Again, we've trained a lot of people how to do that. I've trained my counselors to do that. And we've passed that along to a lot of people over the years from the PTAC. Those are the PTAC resources and PTAC trainings that we've done. Of course, also federal procurement data systems. Within that, you're going to see several things. You got FEMA reports, but one thing I want you to concentrate on is there's two things that are very important. The top 100 prime contractors, that shows you who in the past year is the heavy hitter prime contractors that are actually winning these contracts. Why is that important to you? So as a subcontractor or a smaller business, you can reach out to those prime contractors because that's who the agencies are awarding these contracts to. Second, you're going to see what they call the goaling report, and you're going to see a PDF printout. And within that, it's going to show the set-asides, very important to you. Let's say your set-aside is total small business, or 8A, or woman-owned, or service disabled, or whatever the category is. You're going to be able to look at the agency, the large-scale agency, and what is the percentage that they're awarding the contracts in your set-aside. So, you know, if it's usually, of course, it's in the billions, but so anything above 4 to 5%, that's a high rate that they're awarding contracts in your set aside. You need to learn to work with the agencies or target those agencies in the local area through the prime contracts. You always have a local representative within the larger representative. You need to reach out to them, do capability presentations, and also look for the opportunity to start building a relationship with them. And of course, you have beta.sam.gov, which replaced FedBizOps, which is eventually going to be changed to SAM.gov around April of 2021. We're still going through that transition where all the databases I mentioned to you are starting and about halfway through the process of putting everything on beta.sam.gov, which will go to SAM.gov. Now, within that, you're going to have FPDS. You're also going to have DUNS, which is going to eventually, in about 2 years, going to be removed. So you know, it's no longer going to be a DUNS number. It's going to be a unique identifier, which is automatically going to be issued to you if you already have a DUNS number. And if you're requesting a new DUNS number, once the transition takes place, you're going to be able to do that through the SAM.gov platform and be able to do everything you need, including the SAM registration through SAM.gov. Capability statement, we teach a class on that, marketing capability brief. Matter of fact, we provided templates and scripts for many years, and I created that to benefit not only the counselors, but resource partners, and we actually teach that. We're going to teach you how to put a presentation together in a capability brief. And really, there's a lot of things on that capability brief, but it's the essence of what your business is. It's your mission, vision, value statement. But there's several things that's going to go on there, such as certification, your insurance, your past performance, and then of course your capabilities of what you can do, your NAICS and PSC codes, and then any logos that you have that are authorized to be on there. And then the bottom line is we're going to build an individual customized solution. That's what we do at the PTAC. We're not a cookie cutter. We're not an assembly line. It's we're really going to treat you individually, and that's what's unique from a PTAC from other places is that you know, we're not just going to give you links to go research on your own. We're going to connect you to resources and really give you in-depth knowledge of how to achieve things. Okay, a little bit of what we see on my level as far as contracting trends. COVID-19 contracting trends, shift restarting and restructuring companies in the following areas. PTAC has been heavily involved since March to restarting and restructuring companies in the following areas. Matter of fact, we've worked very closely with UHS, Director Eddie Cruz, James Trainer, and Michael Yanis to provide PTAC clients as well as to the SBA and the Governor's Task Force when in March, April, and May and June on protective equipment quotes to fulfill their requirements to stock local hospitals in the area through UHS, including UHS as well. And the PTAC's been at the forefront of assisting in that, along with others, obviously, but the PTAC has done very important work in helping provide that to the local community. And this is what the PTAC is doing. And we have a great relationship with UHS and Eddie Cruz. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because we have a lot of people that have shifted their business to PPE, such as mask shields and other equipment. And PTAC has been at the forefront of not only providing information to the resource partners through DoD, FedMall, and other things at the DLA level, but connecting those resources to the agencies and our PTAC clients and the IED and other resource partners, so they knew they had up-to-date real-time information that saved lives. Well, the things what we're seeing now is, of course, 423450 and FSC code 6515. See, this is just an example of what the PTAC is going to do. We're going to teach you these codes to identify within the team, because these are more distance codes. This is money for you. This is identifies that government language that you need to know to speak to the agency within your SAMS profile. Of course, there's other things trending: janitorial supplies, chemicals and cleaning, and hazmat. We've seen an uptick in that, of keeping things safe, not only within the school system, but within the state too as well. Remote IT web hosting, that 541 to 511 NICS code, and that's very important that we've seen a lot of that. Of course, doesn't mean that there's not other NICS codes that's important, but we've really seen an increase in that. Another thing is cybersecurity assessment, detection, fraud, ComSec, and telecommunications. Of course, that continues to be very important. Now that everybody's more online, we're seeing an increase in that. Now, PTAC has been dealing with a lot of companies over the years, large-scale cybersecurity companies that we've not only helped enhance their business and really grow. So that's nothing new. Since 2012, we've been doing that. So PTAC has always had a great relationship in helping companies that are IT, cyber related, and really help them out to expand their opportunities. And also we have one of our clients that does Agile. Agile is becoming very important in the government contracting world. You even see that GSA has created a section for that on there concerning Agile contracting. So all these things are coming into play. So you need to learn those things and really adjust to the market, because these are things that are adjusting and becoming very relevant very quickly. The PTAC can help you that shift your business. Armed security, patrol, and guard. We're seeing a lot of things that are necessary for that too as well. Now that we've had heightened crime increases that we've seen over the last 6-7 months, and that's just natural as businesses have not been there, they've been remote, and there's been an increase in need for that. And new construction, you know, Austin has been #1 usually last 3 or 4 years in construction, and San Antonio's not been far behind. Really, the COVID has not affected the construction at all. So if you're in that type of thing, general construction or design and build, we work with a lot of construction companies and work with a lot of large construction companies, as well as smaller ones too as well. So just let us know, we can actually assist you on it. But as I'm looking at this as a PTAC program manager, I felt one of my responsibilities to you is tell what's trending, not just what the PTAC can do, but how does this affect you? What should you be getting into? Now, obviously, there's more things that are listed here. There's thousands of products and services. One thing I want to highlight is transportation of logistics and goods, especially in oil, gas, petroleum, as well as other things. This is becoming very big. Okay, so as you get this information about what the PTAC does, as well as the contracting trends and how we assist you, what are the things that I can pass on to you during this conference that I feel is very important? And these 2 slides are very crucial to you, because this is what I continue to see that you can prepare your business as you look forward in 2021. And one is your CPARS evaluation. Most CPARS evaluation will be issued within between the single acquisition threshold, which is 10,000 to 250, set aside for only small business. And in many cases, over the single acquisition threshold, which is 250,000. Annually, you'll be issued a contractor performance appraisal report, and CPARS is the system itself, which replaced paper system in January of 2019. This is very important to you because your CPARS is your evaluation from the agency. So if you have a CPARS, these CPARS are going to be important not only for GSA schedules upon your submission, but a lot of times the agencies are going to now require these and ask those of you to verify performance as it relates to you bidding on opportunities and contracts. So we can teach you on that. We do teach a class on that, how to win contracts with past performance, where we teach you the systems such as FAPIS, CPARS, and several other systems to teach you how to use your past performance and evaluation system and score those things and make sure that you're doing it the right way. Then we have GSA open ratings. You're going to pay, if you're going after a GSA schedule, open ratings, you're going to pay $200. And within that $200, they're going to provide you a evaluation form, and you're going to pick customers as it relates to that. System award management, SAMs. We're going to make sure that you're registered in SAMs. Keep in mind that you have to be registered in the SAM system to go get not only opportunities, but to go after any of the federal certifications. So you want to make sure you don't get the cart before the horse, that make sure that you're registered in SAMs. We can assist you before you bid on HubZone, Economic Disadvantaged Woman-Owned, WSB, 8A, all those federal things you're going to need before the SAM system, before you actually bid on or actually receive those certifications. And that includes the CVE certification, which I just taught yesterday, which is the Veterans First Certification Program. Keep in mind that we have a lot of people that contact us and want to get these federal certifications, which is great. We really encourage those. But keep in mind that we're going to also help you look at the requirements for it, but SAMs will always be in the initial requirement. We can assist you with that. We already talked about the NAICS and PSE codes. Please make sure that you have the right NAICS and PSE codes, that you're listing NAICS codes that you can actually perform, not what you want to perform, and then the PSE codes that really align to you. We see people that leave off NAICS codes and PSE codes that you should be putting on, which you're missing money, and then put a listing NAICS codes and PSE codes which don't apply to you. So, the SBA Small Business Administration profile, the SBA profile, we can assist you with that. Make sure that's up to date and accurate with your past performance listed in there. And if you're listing that you have $2.8 million revenue in the revenue block in SAMs, but then you turn around and you have 0 past performance listed in your SBA profile, obviously that's an integrity issue because the agency doesn't know which one's correct. Make sure you have government pricing, meaning incentive pricing. So the government always buys in bulk. So you want to have pricing ready in advance so that when you're answering solicitations, especially if it's RFQs or RFPs, that you have pricing available. The agency is going to want that. They're going to want more than just one price. As the more volume that is bought by the agency or the customer, your actual price should be going down. That's called pricing incentives. But so you have to have a government price sheet. We can teach you that. Of course, we talked about capability briefs, the importance of that. This is the essence of everything you do. It's not just a side thing, it's foundational. You have to have a capability briefs presentation. And this presentation is going to be that 10 to 15 minute presentation you're going to do to the agency. Of course, everything's remote now, so it's either going to be done by phone or WebEx or Zoom or Google Meetup. And you're going to provide that presentation to build that relationship with them. That's your responsibility as an owner. Don't forget, business development is part of the sales process. It's what you do as an owner. So whether you're doing it and you're wearing all these hats, or if you have a BDM person out there doing it for you, you have to engage contracting agencies. I'm not saying that's the sole thing to help win contracts, but it helps to be able to build a relationship both through the vendor profile and reaching out to them. And I think that's very important. That's why you're there. But that's not the sole reason or the way you win contracts, but it helps in your presentations so that they're concise. And keep in mind, when you're doing these presentations, it's not the agency's responsibility to give you opportunities. It's your job to fit what the buyer's requirements are, meaning the agency, and see what would help them fulfill their requirements and their goals. So it has to be a cooperative thing. The agencies don't owe businesses anything. It's up to us to create opportunities based upon our certifications and leveraging our gifts, our talents, our skills, and then going to the agency saying, how can we help? How can we help you fulfill your goals and fulfill these opportunities, and at the same time be also selling to our strengths? So it's our job to meet the buyer's requirements and assist them. Also remember that there's lots of things that don't go on bids. That's called your micro purchase threshold. That's below $10,000 now. It's raised from $3,500 to $10,000 according to the National Defense Authorization Act of 2018 and 2019. So you want to ask at the end, I know there's no contracting opportunities right now available in, let's say, 541611. However, are there any opportunities we can help you fulfill today that are below the $10,000 level, the micro purchase threshold, that we can help take care of today? As long as you accept a government purchase card, you can do a transaction, and that doesn't have to go on contract. So don't always look for the big things. Start building up that past performance through micro purchase thresholds. Of course, you want to do a SWOT, a self-assessment of your business, and be honest. We teach a lot of time management, government strategies, and one of the things that we teach owners is, how are you managing your time? How are you managing your day? If you're just bidding on contracts all day and you're never meeting any people out there, that's not good either. So you got to balance your day and take an honest assessment of where you're at in the business, your gifts, talents, and the resources you have, and be willing to shift as necessary. Remember, this is not a assessment for somebody else, comparing your business with somebody else. It's your assessment against yourself. Research the market. The agencies are doing it. They're doing market research. You need to research the market too. You need to research the websites, the agency's websites, and really basically research this market to see if there's a viable market there out for you. What is the market really saying out there? Very important to you. So as you're putting all this data together, make sure that you're shifting into the right area and restructuring your company in the right area based upon the market research you're doing. We actually have some databases that are free to you that we can provide that to you, that shows you trends and increases in certain areas that'll assist you. Search procurement opportunities. We can help you with that. And once you find a procurement opportunity that's right for you, we can assist you with the proposal phase. One thing we don't do, we don't submit your whole proposal for you. That's your responsibility as an owner, but we can help you in the development of the proposal and the solicitation, and help you answer any of those opportunities. But we do ask first that you review and not give it to us at the last minute. You have to do your work. So if you know that a solicitation comes out and it's due in 45 days, please don't give it to us 2 days prior saying, can you help us with the solicitation? You're obviously going to need lots of time to do that. Usually 30, 45 days out is what you want to look for, and we can assist you. But make sure you answer that interested vendor thing in the beta.sam.gov, and that triggers that email or your profile to be sent to get all those pre-bid opportunities, and attend the pre-bid meetings. What we see a lot is people trying to bid on contracts when they haven't read the solicitation. They're not attending the pre-bid meetings, which every agency has. And a lot of those questions that people have on the solicitations, very specific ones, could have been answered by the agency prior to putting the solicitation together. Keep in mind, we cannot speak for the agency. It's important that you do your due diligence in your work and putting that together. It's not just writing the proposal, it's receiving the proposal, assessing the information, determining if you can bid, and then going to the pre-bid meetings, and then that's when we come into play, and then of course you're going to submit the proposal. So there's a process that we teach in building a proposal, submitting an offer. We just taught 2 weeks ago that we can help you through. Know your competition. You can find that at Small Business Dynamic Search. That lists every contractor, prime contractor, teaming partner. So everybody who has an SBA profile, you can find this through Small Business Dynamic Search Engine. Let's say you're looking for somebody who wants to be a teaming partner. You can find that there. Let's say you want to look at your own profile. You can find that there. Let's say you want to look at a big prime that's above you, an 8A, or a small disadvantaged business, or a GSA schedule holder. You can put data in there, and we can show you that so that you can find the particular contractor, agency, or partner that you're going to need to go forward with the opportunity. We can teach you that. Teaming agreements. Now, this is much different than a joint venture agreement. A joint venture agreement is two companies coming to one to make one company with one name, share all the assets, the pricing, and all the data within that. So, that's very different. That's legally has to be drawn up by a lawyer. Teaming is going after an opportunity, and you may lack something in a certain area, such as technical expertise or management expertise or research, certain resources. And what you do is you're going to sign a teaming agreement with them to support or supplement where you're lacking when you're submitting that solicitation. And it gives the agency a better feeling and lowers the risk. It helps them feel more comfortable in awarding you the contract. So teaming agreements are very important. We actually been teaching at the PTAC for years. Government contracting is what we do. It's our expertise. And we've been sharing and teaching that through our resource partners and also at the Institute of Economic Development, including everything that the PTAC's created since 2012, which is numerous things. And of course, we're going to teach you time management. This is a self-assessment of what are you doing? How are you spending your day? This is very important because a lot of times what we see is from the owner's perspective, to be successful, we teach you time management, and we teach you from a contracting perspective, how to put the government strategies together. That's one of the things that we have in our grant, and we want to teach you that. A couple upcoming trainings, of course, I have listed December 9th. We're going to be teaching Veterans First Certification Program. And of course, this one, expanding, enhancing your business. And of course, we're going to have a virtual booth, a PTAC booth, where you can sign up to meet with me for 10 to 15 minutes about your company and how the PTAC can assist you. We're not a buyer, but we can assist you in helping you on your government contracting journey. Of course, all our webinars and all our services are no cost. It's your tax dollars at work, and we're just trying to serve you the best we can. Here's our PTAC website. We're making a lot of changes and updates to that. We have a training tab on there, and it shows our mission and what we do. And you see that listed below, ptac.iedtexas.org. And then our PTAC Facebook page. You want to stay connected, make sure you like us on the PTAC Facebook page. We post a lot of opportunities and training and events, not just ours, but our resource partners, IED centers, to reach out and actually connect. There's my contact information from the PTAC. I'm Curtis Mohler, the PTAC Regional Program Manager. I hope you have a great day, and you have a great day at the conference, and I really appreciate each one of you. It's been a very tough year with COVID, but I know that it's many of you have done a really great job of restructuring and retraining your business and reshaping your business to meet the COVID requirements, and done a great job. And PTAC is just part of the people on that journey. Our mission at the PTAC is to coach, guide, train, and direct, and we want to support you any way we can. And we just thank you for the opportunity to serve you and put your dollars back at work. As I win these grants, I put that dollars to work for you, and that's our commitment at the PTAC. It's always been that way, and we're going to continue with that. So let us know how we can serve you. I hope you have a great conference and a great day.